What's up, everybody? It's Swimmer. Welcome back. Today we are doing a gameplay breakdown. So I have Moxfield deck open here. I have my deck, I have my cards, and today I'm going to be showing all of you some gameplay based on this, not with another player, just like on its own, to show you some of the deck's lines for my Nexus deck, show you how it works, show you what you can do with it, and we'll see how the deck works, really break it down. I'm going to do like 1 or 2 matches just to like get you to understand how this deck works. So we're gonna act like we're on the play here. Okay, so if I'm on the play, first I'm gonna play this forest and pass the turn. And then we'll go to next turn. I draw an island. Okay. We go pass, and then on our opponent's end step, we're gonna tap, play a growth spiral. Obviously, growth spiral, draw a card, you can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So I will draw a card and put this land from my hand onto the battlefield. And we will go to next turn. And we will play another island, because I guess I'm drawing all islands today. We will tap 4, play our Tomio. All right, we are going to +1 our Tomio, naming Wilderness Reclamation, because that is an important card we are missing. So we will mill 4 cards, hit this Wilderness Reclamation. The rest go in the graveyard, and we will go to our next turn. We will play the Wilderness Reclamation, and play this island. And now, since we have that, we will add a loyalty counter and name Forest, because I want a forest. We will not hit a forest, and these 3 will go into the graveyard, and our Nexus of Fate, which is the card our deck's mainly built around, will shuffle back into our library. So we will go to our first untap with Memory Deluge, and I will tap not Memory Deluge, with Wilderness Reclamation, and I will cast a Memory Deluge, which allows me to view the top 4 cards of my library, which will be Devious Cover-Up, Brain Surge, Devious Cover-Up, and Forest. Now I will grab Forest and Brain Surge. Actually, yeah, Forest and Devious Cover-Up, and these 2 will go to the bottom of my library. Now these go to the bottom of my library, and I'll take my next turn. So I will play this forest, and right now what we're really looking for is getting that 7th land and getting our Nexus of Fates. So I will +1 my Tomio, naming +1 Tomio, and name Nexus of Fate. I will hit Growth Spiral, Forest, Hinterland Harbor. No Nexuses. These all go in the graveyard. Then I will tap 4 and play tapping 4, leaving a green or blue open in case we get something like a growth spiral, and cast a second Memory Deluge, looking at Ooze Focus, Tomio, Castle Vantress, and Brain Surge. I will get a Lose Focus, and I will get a probably not the castle. Actually, probably the castle. I do want another land. And these 2 will go to the bottom of my library. Boom, boom. Then we will pass, go to our untap. Assume we have to use both our Lose Focus and our Devious Cover-Up on our opponent's turn to ensure that we do not die, and then go to our next turn. All right, I'm going to spread this out a bit, make my lands a little more visible. So I'll spread out like this, and I will play this forest, and then I will +1 my Tomio, naming Nexus of Fate. I will not hit a Nexus of Fate. All of these go in my graveyard. Next, I will go to my graveyard, and I will flash back this Memory Deluge. Tap, flash back this Memory Deluge. That will be exiled. I'll look at the top 7, which are Lose Focus, Temple, Hall, Nexus of Fate, Lair, Hinterland Harbor, and a Temple of Mystery. Now I will get Nexus of Fate and Hall of the Storm Giants. I will get Hall because it is my main win condition and is the most consistent way for this deck to win the game. Now I will go to my untap all of my lands. And I am really bad at doing this. Okay, there it goes. I'm really bad at... Oh, god damn it. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm really bad at using Moxfield things. God fucking damn it. I will untap all my stuff, tap all my stuff, play Nexus of Fate. This will get shuffled back into my library, and I will take an extra turn. Then I'll play a Hall of Storm Giants tapped. This will be tapped. I will +1 my Tomio. And at this point, if we hit one more Nexus of Fate, we'll be good because we'll be able to get our library to a state where we have so few cards in it that we can effectively hit a Nexus of Fate every turn and kill our opponent with a Hall of the Storm Giants eventually. So we will go to, I will like kind of fast forward here a bit to get to that. Okay, God, and I'm still really bad at tapping in this. Apologies. Let me just tap everything real quick and Memory Deluge. Memory Deluge here to look at the top 4 and get 2. The top 4 will be these cards. I will get these 2. These 2 will go to the bottom of my library. Then I will tap 3, cast a Brain Surge, draw 4 cards, and put 2 back. Okay, so this is the rare case where we do not hit Nexus of Fate. This can be pretty tough for the deck, especially at this stage where you really want to hit a Nexus of Fate. So what we will do is we will go to untap. Oh, God damn it, I really need to get better at this. Okay, there. We'll go to untap, and since we don't have a Nexus of Fate, we can just cast another Brain Surge. 2, 3, 4. There's our Nexus of Fate. So we put these 2 back, and then we will use this Lose Focus to counter something on our opponent's turn and hope that that is enough for us to survive to our next turn. And now that we have 9 lands, Hall of Storm Giant, Nexus of Fate, if we +1 this Tomio and name Nexus of Fate, we'll probably hit a Nexus of Fate. If we don't, that is fine because we have other stuff in our hands to hit it. So right now we're going to power up the Hall of the Storm Giants and attack with the Hall to deal 7 to our opponent. Then we will go to our untap, cast Nexus of Fate, which will shuffle into our library and then take our next turn. We will +1 name Nexus of Fate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit 2 Nexus of Fates. Bam, bam. We will... I forgot to discard down to hand size at the end of the turn. I'll just discard this Ordnance Reclamation. We will power up our Hall of the Storm Giants, attack our opponent for 7. Then we will go to our untap, cast this Nexus of Fate, shuffles back into our library. Next turn, we draw another Nexus of Fate. So we will go to combat, tap, attack, Hall of the Storm Giants, take our opponent down, and that's how you win the game. So, as you can see with this deck, it's a pretty simple deck to win with. It'll be a lot more complex with an actual opponent, obviously, especially against aggro decks, which is why, as you saw in the deck breakdown video, if you didn't, that should just be the second video after this in my channel, and I'll link it in the description. That deck breakdown video has a lot of stuff to help show how you can use the sideboard to beat aggro, because this deck's real problem is aggro. Most of these turns were extra turns. 4 of them were. So that's 6 real turns it took for this deck to win the game. So that's pretty decently average. You can average expect turn 5 or 6-ish to be the turn where you can get stuff to start going. And cards that are especially helpful with this are cards like this Uro here that can help you gain a little more life to help you get to that turn 6 against aggro decks. Against decks like midrange and control decks, midrange is our best matchup. We're really good at beating midrange decks because they are packing a lot of creature removal, not a lot of counter spells. So it's very easy for this deck to get set up against them and loop. They do have a bit of stuff that can stop you from not drawing, but getting cards in your hand with discard or sacrifice effects. But that's where Tomio, Collector of Tales, comes in, obviously, because it means your opponents can't cause you. Its static is actually really useful. It says your opponents can't cause you to discard cards or sacrifice permanents. This allows you to. This allows you to get a lot of stuff that will really help you, especially against those mid-range decks. And then against control decks, this deck is pretty good at playing that long game against control decks with the Hall of the Storm Giants and Lair of the Hydra especially, because those allow you to have those creature lands that can't be countered by the control decks, especially that Hall, because it has Ward 3. And Uro is also pretty helpful too, because if you're not running a lot of graveyard hate, you can try keep recurring that Uro over and over again to try and get like 1-up on them. And if the control deck, which is very rare, ever has to tap out for some reason, you can really take advantage of that, especially on like turns 4 or 5. So this deck's actually pretty good against control decks. So yeah, it's really only bad matchup is aggro decks and sometimes faster combo decks in the main in game 1, because in game 2 or game 3, you can obviously pack those sideboard hate pieces like Test of Talents or Ravenous Trap to really deal with those nasty combo decks. So overall, this deck's very strong, very resilient. The only decks it really struggles against are those fast aggro decks like Eldrazi Aggro Burn. So as long as you're not playing against one of those decks all 3 rounds of your tournament, you'll probably be looking really good with this deck. And if you were worried about aggro, you could change the deck up a lot, maybe make it a little less consistent to better face aggro. But overall, yeah, you can see here the deck's pretty strong, wins decently fast for a deck that can be very resilient like it, thanks to Tomio. So yeah, that'll be everything for today, and I'll ask that you please leave a like, subscribe. It really helps out, especially for a guy like me who's a very small creator. It can really help out a lot to be able to get that single subscription or like that can like push my videos to get them a little more popular. Also follow me on Twitch. Probably gonna start streaming again either sometime this week or next week. So hopefully we can get back into streaming and that'll be awesome. Thank you all so much for watching, and this will be Swimmer out.